These are the two kinds of person I'll be speaking to tonight. This is just an introduction. This is a teaching service. That's why I said it's an empowerment service. The Holy Spirit said you have manifested on Sunday. Now give them what they would take home and begin to build on. There are 3 T's that today's service is going to help you to manage. Three T's. The first T is the T of test. The first T is the T of what? Test. The second T is the T of testimony. The T of what? Testimony. The first T is the T of test. The second T is the T of testimony. And the third T is the T of triumph. The T of test produces distress. Just write test, then a line, and then write distress. The T of test produces distress. The T of testimony produces delivery. And the T, yes, the T of testimony produces delivery. And the T of triumph produces dominion. Let me take it again. Test produces distress. Testimony produces delivery, and triumph produces dominion. Are we together to this point? All right. God cannot use you greatly until he has broken you deeply. God cannot use you greatly until he has broken you deeply. Are we together to that point now? A man that God is planning to use, you will need the burning of prayer and the learning of wisdom. Please, you must be fast. We'll have a lot, please. A man that God is using, or a man that God will use, will need the burning of prayer and the learning of wisdom. There are 3 W's that God will expect from you. In the midst of your distress, God expects you to win. Am I speaking to someone? In the midst of your distress, God expects you to win. In the midst of your delivery, God expects you to witness. And in the midst of your what now? Distress, delivery, dominion. In the midst of your dominion, God expects you to worship. So let's go through the T, the D, and the W. The first T is the T of what? Test. So the test produces what? Distress, but you are expected to win. Good. Equation 2 is what? Delivery. In the midst of your delivery, you are expected to do what? To triumph, right? And every triumph produces what? A witness. Is that okay? Now, number 3, the equation 3 is the D of what? Dominion. And T of what? Triumph. Are we together? Huh? Did you get the table? Did you get the table? All right. So for every triumph, there is what? Dominion. And for every dominion, there is a demand of what? Worship. Do we get the table now? All right. Now, I said this to say that these two kinds of people that I am speaking to tonight are those who are insecure, who are stalked, and who are stressed. There are certain people who this has become a great boundary. Now, let me share a story with you. There was a man I began to study about, and I needed the spirit of this man to improve in the realms of the prophetic. And while I was studying the man, I was hearing what he was saying, but I was not getting access to his spirit. And I began to speak to God about it, and the Lord said to me, you cannot access the spirit of a man that you are insecure about. And what am I talking about? As at that time, there were great news around the globe that he was into illegal mining of gold. And as I was trying to access the spirit of the man, I could not, because I was insecure about his personality. So whenever that became a boundary in the realms of the spirit, because as much as I tried to assess the man, I could not, because there was a boundary that I have been able to build.